everybody. Welcome to the video. My name is Andrea. I am the owner and lead trainer of ClearSpeak, where I help people working on English pronunciation. Today we're going to cover some pronunciation for medical terms, and I just picked some random basic medical terms. I can definitely go over more. If you find this video useful, let me know and I'll do more of them. What we're going to discuss today is the term. We're going to practice listening for the sounds that you're hearing, the stress point within the word that you're hearing as well, because those things are very important. When we talk about English pronunciation, you need to be hearing the sound system for English, and you need to be hearing the stressed syllable in the word or the stressed word within the sentence. And the syllable, if we're talking on the word level, the vowel or that syllable within the word is going to be the most important one to produce well, the stressed one. I'm also going to cover how to use Google Dictionary to kind of support your practice and help you with listening and help you understand how to really utilize Google Dictionary's phonemic transcription to help you with pronunciation. And we'll also cover probably another tool called Youglish. If you haven't used it already, you should use it. It's fabulous. Okay, this video, let me share my screen here. This video piggybacks, I guess is the right word, my Sounds of English video, where I cover the sounds of English in much more detail, and I talk about phonemic transcription and how to use phonemic transcription in your practice. And it's really, really helpful. I highly recommend spending some time with that because it will make the rest of the journey a lot easier. Or if you're trying to refine your English, that's going to be the key to understanding how to refine your English, is understanding phonemic transcription and the phonemes so that you can take advantage of some of the tools that you can use. All right, let's dive into some medical terms. What you'll notice with this document here is I did a video on accounting terms. I did a video on some terms in the tech sector, and today we're going to talk about medical terms, and then I'll also be doing another video on some business terms, so you might find that useful. You can check out those other videos. Okay, let's look at the first one. I'm going to say the word and I want you to listen. I want you to really listen for what sounds you're hearing, and to check in. Is that the same as what you're saying? Is it different than what you're saying? Sometimes our eyes want to kind of be bossy, and I see an O and I want to produce it a certain way, but is that what you're really hearing? And then what syllable is being stressed? Which one stands out the most? Okay, so the first word is process. Process. Okay, now what I recommend is pull it Google Dictionary and let's type in the word process. Okay, so what we're going to see here is this is Google's phonemic transcription for the ah vowel, not pro. That's this guy right here, pro. It's process. Here's this mark is your primary stressed syllable. It gets the most stress. So I'm going to hang on to that a little bit longer. Process, process, process. What process are we going to implement? This would be process, process. There are some dialects of English that say it this way. I believe this one is more common. And one of the things I like to do, I didn't really expect this to come on the first word, but one of the things that I like to do, if I'm not really sure, either you're going to listen to people around you. What are they saying? Process or process? Do I want to say it the way that they're saying it? You could look up a key figure in your field and have they recorded a video that you can listen to. That might be a bit arduous to go through all those videos and listen for a specific word. It's a little bit faster to use something like Youglish. So you type in Youglish into your search engine and it'll pull up a main page. This one I've already been searching for. So anyway, you can choose US, I think Australian, England, English, so you can get some different dialects. If If you're interested in American English, click on US so that it'll pull up videos that have that more American kind of accent. So I would type in the word process, and what it's going to do is it's going to search videos that have been posted to YouTube that have this word in them. Okay, I'm going to share the computer sound. He's about to say the word process, and we'll listen. Is he saying process or is he saying process? Let's listen.
You and might filter into your thoughts on process.
On process. Okay, we're going to go to the next video.
Now to Battery Park. That's right. Is that process?
Is that process, process?
Aging and dying can become a process of...
Process can become a process. So all three of those speakers are saying process. They're not saying process, they're saying process. You can flip through a bunch more videos. There's 164,000 videos, excuse me, with that word. A lot to choose from, so you can listen for it. Like, if I listen to 10, what percentage are saying process, what percentage are saying process? Just an example of how you could use Youglish to test out what are the variations on this word. Okay, here's the next word. I'm going to move the cursor down because it's annoying. Syndrome. Syndrome. Let's type that one in because there's a couple different ways too that you could say this word. Yeah. Syndrome. Syndrome. I wasn't saying it with quite as clear of a vowel. It's the unstressed syllable. It's not quite as important. Syndrome. I was saying it more of an versus syndrome. 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 Again, either way, it sounds quite nice. You can play Google Dictionary and listen.
Syndrome.
Syndrome. Syndrome. I have played with this Learn to Pronounce feature as well, where it will allow you to say it back. It'll say it a little bit slower. It's kind of fun to play with. Okay. Abdominal. Abdominal. What vowels are you really hearing? What stress are you hearing? Abdominal. Let's type it in. Ab. Here's your stress. Abdominal. 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 Fissure. That one might not be such a common. I suppose it depends on your medical practice. Fissure. 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 Cavity. Cavity. Listen to what vowel this is. Is it an Is it an a? Listen to this. Is it a T or is it a D? Cavity. Cavity. Not cavity. D, and that's a D. That happens a lot with T when you work with a pronunciation trainer. We talk about the rules that govern sounds and how we actually say these words in English and why that is and whatever. One of those rules applies to this T, why it changes to D. Cavity. Cavity. Migraine. 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 There's your long I. My. Tons of mouth movement. My. That stressed syllable again is the most important syllable to say clearly and to really get the right length on it. And then you have a long A. Grain. Migraine. Migraine. It still takes quite a lot of time to say this A because it has a ton of movement in it, but it's not quite as prominent as the I. Migraine. Migraine. Oops. Aberrant. 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 One little vowel gets all the attention in that word. Aberrant. It's sorry, look at the schwa vowels are very, very quick, really little movement. Aber, aberrant, 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 aberrant. They're saying that this is aberrant. That must do with a different usage of that word. No, I think I have heard people say aberrant. That would be super confusing. Most of the time you're going to hear aberrant as being something that's not right or off or different. Again, type it into Youglish and hear what they're saying and what the context is. So if I hear this aberrant, is that meaning something different? Aberrant is the most common production for this context. Abnormal, abnormal. Ab still gets that full vowel. It's not ab. This is your stressed syllable though. That one gets the most attention. Abnormal, abnormal, nor, abnormal, 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 abnormal. So we have syndrome, symptom, symptom. You can hear this P is not super pronounced, symptom. Let's see what happens in here. Sure, symptoms. The P is kind of, this to me is like, it's kind of there, kind of not there. Symptom. You can hear I'm not saying symptom, symptom. You could have like a little pause here. It could be gone. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure that it matters. Symptom, 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 symptom. Depends on how you want to say it. Pick the one you think sounds the best. The most important thing is to get this first syllable clear. Symptom. What are your symptoms? Let's go through your symptoms. Again, you could type this into Youglish, listen to a few videos and see what you're hearing. What are you hearing? Are you hearing that P in there? Is it like, I can't hear that. I can't hear a P at all. Stenosis, stenosis, stenosis. No. Sis. Goodness gracious. Sis. Stenosis. Stenosis. Again, you can listen.
Stenosis.
Stenosis. Stenosis. Listen to it. Record yourself. Compare. I think that's a really nice way to practice. Stenosis. Put it into a sentence. What sentence makes sense for this word for your practice? Stenosis. Stenosis. One to pronounce, you can play with that as well. Cardiac. 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 One of the things I like you to listen for is how those vowels smooth together. They're smoothly linked together. Cardiac, yeah. Cardiac, cardiac, cardiac procedure, cardiac arrest. Bacterial, bacterial, back. I don't like the way that Google, and a lot of sound systems are the same here. I don't like the way that they write this vowel R because it looks like it should be and it's bacterial. Here's how I would write it. They're correct that that's the stress syllable. Back, no, it's not. Bacterial, back. Sorry. There we go. Bacterial. 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 That's how I would choose to write this. I didn't mean to write that. These little slash marks usually indicate phonetic spelling. So you'll see that in Google as well. They have slash marks. That's pronunciation type spelling or pronunciation type writing with the sound system. Again, this is tear, real, bacterial, okay? Pancreatic. One of the reasons I put this one on here is, again, to talk about vowel to vowel linking. How do we link these vowels together? How are they smooth? What's happening in there? Pancreatic. What did you hear me stress? Pancreatic. Yeah, that syllable gets a lot of stress. Pancreatic. Pang. Oh, that's interesting. I would have written this with that long A with the line over the top. Pancreatic. Pancreatic. Again, here's how I would personally write this. Pancreatic. To the T, turning to a D again. Pancreatic. Pancreatic. Cardiopulmonary. The medical terms are so great for having these like super long words. It's great to work on multiple syllable words and really listen for where are the stress points here. Cardiopulmonary. Cardiopulmonary. Here's your secondary stress. Cardio. Pull. Just primary stress. Pulmonary. Cardiopulmonary. Again, this is the Google transcription for air. It's more of a long A though. It's a little bit confusing. Cardiopulmonary. Again, listen to it.
Cardiopulmonary.
Cardiopulmonary. When you can read the phonetic writing and you know what these sounds are, and again, I have a cheat sheet. I went over this in my Sounds of English video. It's a lot easier to go back and go like, what is that? Ah, caw, car, aw. Cardiopulmonary. Okay, I know what those sounds are. Cardiopulmonary. Okay, sorry. Clinical trial. When we've got a compound noun kind of thing going on like this, your first word's going to get more stress than the second word in order to tie them together like they're one thing. Clinical trial. Clinical. Clinical. Enroll in a clinical trial. Do you want to enroll in a clinical trial? Do you want to enroll in a clinical trial? Cognitive. Again, what vowel are you hearing right here? And what sound are you hearing here? Cognitive. Ah, caw. Cognitive. The patient has had a slight decrease in cognitive function. The patient has had a decrease in cognitive function. We need to keep an eye on it. All right, I hope you found that helpful. If you would like me to talk more about some medical terms or whatever, you found that very useful, please let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to make more videos similar to this or with more complicated vocabulary, maybe more sentence length kind of medical conversations that we have with patients and that sort of thing. We could do an English rhythm video about that as well. If that sounds interesting to you, you gotta let me know. So I will prioritize and spend my time on that. Thanks and have a great day.